Welcome to the Mas3 podcast with Mas Ufuk,
Mas3,
Mas Markus.
and today is the 6th of November 2024. And if you like this podcast, guys, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and maybe we can answer your question in the next episode.
Hopefully.
But before we start with this podcast, we actually have a surprise for you guys, and this is something we want to show to you.
Yeah.
So
we had done a lot of work for this. Do you want to show one of them?
Yeah.
Maybe this one. So
last week we already showed you our new logo or design.
Last podcast.
Excuse me.
Long time.
Yes, already 4
1 month
weeks.
ago.
And with that design, we actually made it a product, which Mark's gonna show first.
Yeah. So we have a football shirt, which is like this. You can see our logo with the 3 different flags. And
Yes.
in the back of it, we have a name and a number. Also, we have a shorts, but I
Yeah.
didn't take them here. So
Yeah, no worries.
Lots of man hours went into this.
yeah.
And we also have T-shirt with the 3 of us: Netherlands, Finland, Germany, and of course Mas3.
Yes.
So everybody knows about our podcast.
And the quality is actually really good on the product.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Yeah, and maybe we can also just shortly explain like the process behind it. Like I think
What process?
the process, like I came up with the ID, and then we just found it, like we found it all a good ID. Then we just contacted the manufacturer. We found online on Instagram,
Yeah.
and after that we just went there to the fabric, sent us. They made a design for us, and it took I think 2 or 3 weeks to make it.
Yeah.
And then we had it. It was actually much easier than I would thought.
It was really easy, yeah. Especially that they really helped us with the design.
Yes.
We only sent them the logo and
Mhm.
they did all the other stuff.
Yeah.
And also like money wise, it was not that expensive actually. I think the jersey was like 170, and
That's 7 euros.
no, I think
6?
10.
10 euros.
1 euro,
Yeah,
like
10
17.
euros,
Yeah, so
yes.
it's really affordable. And I think I'm also like really proud on it. You know, it feels
Yeah,
like my
yeah,
little
yeah.
baby because
And it's a really nice memory.
yeah, it's our baby.
Our little
Oh,
baby.
we are. But can we call ourselves also like fashion designers from now on, or?
Yeah. Podcaster, fashion designer.
Influencer.
Influencer.
My
I call
LinkedIn is
myself.
booming.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Wait, why is there a 4th microphone there? Shouldn't it be
Mas3.
Yeah, that's a good question actually. Yeah, this is also our second surprise, guys. We actually have a guest. Can the guest please come? You can come.
You can
take the
also-
chair.
You can also take the chair.
It's all okay. It's all okay.
I forgot I have good chair.
Okay, so can you
Thank you.
shortly explain like who you are and yeah.
Alright, thank you guys for inviting me here on
course.
the Mas3
Of course.
podcast. It's really an honor for me to be invited here. Well, my name is Vico, yeah.
Mas3?
Oh, Mas3, okay,
Yes.
thank you. I am also in the same class as this Mas Ufuk, Mas3, and Mas Markus. So this is really exciting to join you here in this podcast.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you.
It's our pleasure.
Yeah, it is also my pleasure.
You are our first big guest on this on the list, so we are happy to have you here.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so please.
So let's maybe move on the first topic we want to talk with us. So we didn't like upload any podcast for the last weeks, and that has a reason because we were all busy doing things.
Yes.
And maybe Markus, you can tell like what were the highlights of what you did here in Indonesia the last.
Yeah, I was actually traveling a lot, the same as the other guys. First, I traveled to north of Sumatra. It's a place called Banda Aceh, and actually it's really interesting because it's the most Islamic region of Indonesia.
Yes, it's true.
So you can really see the religion on that region. For example, I went there with my girlfriend, and we couldn't book a hotel room for 2 of us because we don't have marriage certificate, so it's impossible.
Yeah.
But yeah, we found some Airbnb, and then we still could go with the 2 of us. And also there was one situation where we were in a shopping mall, and my girlfriend had like a normal top which didn't cover the shoulders. And then one older woman came and said to her that maybe you should cover the shoulders because people might feel a bit disturbed about the fact
Yeah.
that she is not covering her shoulders. So it's like you can really see that the Islam is really like affecting in that part of
Yeah.
Indonesia.
And also, did you also have some examples maybe regarding like the prayer times, or like on Friday, was there something special in that region?
Yeah, we went actually from Banda Aceh, we took a ferry to a small island which is called Pulau V, and it's a really nice island. Not many tourists, but amazing, clear water and stuff. And on Friday it's for Muslim people, it's the most important prayer day.
Yeah.
And actually there was a moment because we wanted to go to swim on Friday, and the hotel owner told us that before 2 o'clock you cannot go, because then you cannot basically pray. So no one can go to swim before 2 o'clock. So then we did some other stuff, and after 2 o'clock we could also enjoy the water.
Okay.
Yeah, so but it's really interesting to see the like other parts of Indonesia, because in Yogyakarta I think the religion is not that big.
Yeah.
Of course it's huge,
it's still big, but you don't
Yeah.
have those rules like
Yeah,
really
yeah,
here,
yeah.
because people here can easily like we're more open, and
Yeah.
of course like
Yes.
in the Friday morning you can of course do whatever
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want
yeah.
to.
It's more moderate, yeah.
It's more
Yeah.
modern. Yes,
And also I had other trip, but maybe because we did it
together.
so maybe we can
Ah.
talk about it the last after you also tell your
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to talk about that trip, but
You can talk about it.
before
so
that trip, no. I went to Malaysia actually, so I didn't travel around Indonesia, but I went to another country.
Mhm.
It was very nice. I went to Kuala Lumpur, only Kuala Lumpur. But yeah, it's a very big city, many skyscrapers.
Mhm.
We had 2 Airbnbs there. One time it was on the, I think, 31st floor, and the
Wow.
other time 50-something floor.
Mhm.
It was like crazy, and it wasn't that expensive, but yeah, I mean, the feeling when you're in the elevator and it takes you like 1 or 2 minutes to get to the top, you feel a bit rich.
a bit only.
Yeah.
Businessman.
Yeah, but yeah, the city is, I mean, it's a capital city, very touristic, many shops,
Mhm.
many malls. Yeah, but I've also seen the Batu Caves, which is a Hinduistic temple. It's with that big golden statue. I don't know if you know it.
I think I know
If
it.
you've seen it, it's like a very big golden statue, and
Yeah,
there's
Batu
a
Caves.
colorful
Batu Caves, yeah.
stairway to the caves.
Many
I love that
monkeys.
place. So many monkeys, and those monkeys were really aggressive. Like, they steal your things when you just hold like a cup like this. They would steal it,
Yeah.
because I mean, I enforced those monkeys because the tourists are stupid sometimes with their bags. So
They didn't steal anything from you, Max?
No.
Okay.
Because me and the monkeys were like,
You're the one.
I respect them and they respect me.
That's
Took some very nice
sustainable.
pictures. Yeah. And that was basically Kuala Lumpur.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Nice.
a very nice trip.
How's the price level compared to Indonesia?
I would say similar. I didn't feel like I have to spend too much money. So for me, it wasn't too expensive compared to Indonesian prices, not European prices.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was alright, I think, for a capital city.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I can remember, like I went to Kuala Lumpur like 2 months ago, and I think like it was a little bit more expensive than Indonesia, like, but still it was like compared to Europe, it's still cheaper.
Yeah.
But actually, like I don't know how it was for you, but after 3 days, for example, you had already seen enough from Kuala Lumpur. I think, yeah.
That's like on the last day we also went to Ipoh, which is a smaller city in the north of Kuala Lumpur.
Mhm.
That was pretty abandoned, the city. There were like lots of empty stores, but it had a Chinese vibe, kinda. There was also a Buddhist temple we went to, because there was, I think, lots of Chinese influence, because there were lots of guest workers there.
Mhm.
So it was a bit quiet, the city, but I liked it.
Yeah.
So I haven't only seen Kuala Lumpur, but basically it was just Kuala Lumpur. So yeah. And after that, we went to a special trip, but maybe before we all talk about it.
Now,
Ufuk.
well, before the trip, I also went to another trip. I went to Singapore to see my friend who's also from the Netherlands, and he's doing an exchange at the NUS, National University of Singapore. And before I went there, my friends already told me like it's gonna be very expensive, and you're gonna see Singapore. You can already see it in 2 or 3 days. But actually, like I went there for 5 days, and I think my friends were right with saying just 3 days are more than enough for visiting Singapore. But the cities, like compared to Indonesia, it's almost like European prices. But I think it's good to see. And also what's nice was like I stayed with my friend on campus for also a few days. So it's like a totally different vibe compared to what we live here in Indonesia. We don't stay on campus. We just only go to the lecture and then go back home. While he can basically stay 24/7 on campus and there are even like buses on campus to bring you from one place to the other. So they have much more facilities on the campus. But that's also nice. But yeah, I think there is no wrong or right.
Do you prefer UGM?
Well, actually, when I saw the type, I was also like interested to see that actually. But like as I said, like I'm happy with the decision I made, and I don't really regret the things I did, you know. So I'm happy, and this is also like an experience for me.
Good.
So, and actually, what's also nice is like that same friend came to Yogyakarta like last week for a few days. So I also showed him like the university also, and we went to a massage, to some good restaurants. And, yeah,
that's Yogyakarta.
Yeah.
Massage restaurants.
Relax. Lagi santai kawan. Yeah, and after that, so after my Singapore trip, we all went to North Sumatra, and then from there the trip started. Maybe one of you wants to.
I mean, for me, if to the loyal listeners out there, my dream, what I wanted to do in this semester was to see orang-utans.
I remember you said in the first episode.
Yeah,
yes,
that's what I told everyone when I came here. I want to see orang-utans. And yeah, we went to Medan first, and then took a bus ride for I think 2 hours, 4 hours,
3, 4.
I don't even remember, to Bukit Lawang, and from there we took a 3-day trip to the rainforest, which was very exhausting but very rewarding, I would say. I've seen so many monkeys. I've seen the Thomas leaf monkey, the macaques, the orang-utan, and even gibbons, like the monkeys with the long arms.
Yes, we saw.
Yeah, it was a really nice trip, and we also spent the night in the jungle, which was, I mean, it sounds cooler than it is. It was very uncomfortable, but
yeah, we slept in really cheap tents, or like is it called a tent? We slept outside on a really thin mattress. But actually, the experience itself was very nice. But like I think we also played like some night games after dinner. But then like at 8 or at 9, it's like very dark. You cannot do anything. So we just talked a little bit and then just went really early to sleep actually. But it was
also because you are so exhausted for the day. Like you are walking 7-8 hours, so it's okay to go early to sleep.
That's also true. But maybe we also had like a nice activity. If you ever want to try to catch a fish, you can do it in the night, because they told us that it's much easier to do it in the dark because the fish stay still. However, like me and Markus were not able to catch fish, even though I talked a little bit big about that I will catch fish and that
I think we were close.
We were close to
but just a bit
enough.
Maybe there were no fishes in that river. That can be possible.
Probably.
Yeah, that's why. Otherwise, of course, we would have catched the fish. And
it wasn't your fault.
And also, actually, Markus had the whole time a GoPro with him, and he also like made the video of like a really fun part when I think you first fell down. And I laughed at you and said,
I tripped. I didn't fall down.
And then I said like, Mas3, do it again with more passion. And the minute I said that, I immediately fell down, and everybody laughed. And I also sent it to my friends, and everyone says instant karma. But I totally agree with that. But still, I had no wrong intentions. Actually, one thing like was of the trip. The only thing I I liked at the end, but in the beginning I found it a little bit dirty. During the trip we wore the same clothes the whole time, because we already knew like after 50 minutes you're gonna sweat a lot, so it's not worth to make fresh clothes dirty. I don't know how you guys thought about that, for example.
Disgusting.
I
hated it. After one day I wanted to just burn my backpack. It smelled like when I got home, backpack, when I gave my clothes to the laundry, I felt so ashamed because it smelled so bad. And it was a bit wet still, a little bit. Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Actually, for me it was okay. Like it wasn't that bad.
Just a normal day.
Yeah. No, but like you know that you will sweat either way in 5 minutes, so I would just rather put the dirty ones on.
Everyone stinks.
I also put the dirty ones on. I didn't like.
Yeah, and also during the night we tried to dry the clothes, but they didn't get dry at all.
Yeah.
It was so humid in the jungle.
It's crazy that in the rainforest it rains a lot and it's very wet.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But also like during the hike, I actually, before we did it, I expected to be it more easier than it was actually, because we went a lot of hills up and down.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't thought that the jungle would be flat, but it was really exhausting actually. I don't know how you guys experienced it.
Yeah, it was a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of muscle pain. And every step could have been your last, because when you trip at some parts you fall down 100 meters.
I think in Europe this jungle would not have like the safety certificate, I think.
Yeah, it's not TÜV geprüft.
But yeah, we did just. I'm also like really glad, but actually at the end, like when I saw a new monkey, I was like, oh, new monkey. It felt a little bit normal for me. I don't know how it was.
Yeah, okay.
Like, oh, another monkey. I've already seen orangutans. Like, it's not.
Nah, I mean orangutan was always.
Yeah.
But I think the small ones, like the normal monkeys, I don't know how they are called, but they are too basic at this point. Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Like you see them everywhere.
You see them also here.
It's not that special anymore.
No.
At least for me.
Even though it's still special actually. Because it's,
yeah.
So yeah.
We are just getting used to it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
enough about us.
Yeah, enough about us. Let's talk about also with our guest. So Mas3, like, what is your highlight for the last 2 weeks? For like what?
Well. My previous 2 weeks is pretty a bit boring, and like you have a very nice trip. It's very exciting to talk about. But here's the interesting part for me in the last 2 weeks, because
Did something big happen in your life?
Yes, of course.
Can you explain more about that?
Well, I'm a bit nervous to explain about, because it's like become in that moment again. So I become a father.
Congrats!
Thank you. So the moment is on the Monday, in 21 October. At the time, after we have some event in my village, and then I took my wife into the hospital for birth preparation, and then at the morning his sound, so his cry, and also I forgot it's the first time he met the world. Welcome to the world. So it's pretty interesting. Like, I still can't believe it. I'm become whoa. Is this my child? Is it my son? Like this still in disbelief and unbelievable for me. This very mixed feeling, mixed experience. Wow.
And what's the name of your son?
My son name is Firhan.
Firhan?
Yes. Firhan means happiness.
Happiness.
Oh,
nice.
That's a nice name.
Nice. And did you feel do you feel like right now a difference since you are a dad compared to your life before that?
Of course, it's pretty much, starting at that point, there's something really new for me, because I with my wife, we have sometimes together, but right now we have another one in the family. It's become more interesting. And one thing that I really a bit fatigue, when my son crying at night, that's when the homework began.
No sleep.
I have some lack of sleep because I need to hang on him. We need to put him when he's crying, and also wait for my wife to breastfeeding him. It's pretty a new thing for me, a new experience. Also.
And are there like do you get any help like after giving birth? Like your wife, does she get any help from the government or your parents, or like how does it work in Indonesia? Like, what are the biggest changes? Like what after that? Do you get help from the government or your family?
Yeah, from the government, they have support for the the insurance that we paid from our salary, and it is pretty helpful for us because the hospital also supporting from that insurance, and also we could use these facilities to give some comforting to my new baby and also my wife also. And then after that he needs to have some therapy because he's got high level of bilirubin, if you know, some sort of toxic, but not that toxic, but some substance that it is not good for him. So he needs to have some phototherapy for him, like in the UV. That is pretty helpful.
Yeah, and you also told me that your parents, I think, stays with you for a while now.
Yeah. So I stay with my parents. My parent-in-law. I mean, from my wife. But also my parents also come and accompany me and my wife in the hospital. And after we go home, we go to my wife home, and then maybe after some few months, I will go to my parents' home with my wife and my baby.
So you basically stay a few months together with your parents-in-law, so they can also help taking care of the baby.
Yeah.
So to make things easier.
Yes. They also have experience because they have 2 more grandchildren before.
Yeah. How is that actually, guys, in your culture? Is that also the case? Like that your parents help really a lot in the first time of the baby, or?
You mean the parents of a parent?
Yeah, the parents of a parents. Yeah.
Not in my case. Like my parents did it themselves. But for example, my cousin has a child now, and she moved. I mean, she got a child 2 years ago. It's been a longer time, but she's now bought a house close to my uncle, so her parents, so that the parents can take care of the child when both of the parents have to work. It's more of a babysitter substitute thing, but it depends on the families.
Yeah, and so there's not really a thing that you're gonna live together with your parents.
No, that would be a nightmare in Germany to live with your like, the cliche, like the parents-in-law. You don't want to live with them.
Yes.
Like, that's a cliche.
I think that's really also like a difference in way of thinking about that compared to in Asia compared to Europe, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's much more about community here. In Europe, it's a bit more individualistic thinking.
Yeah.
LOB.
Because also like
difference
for me also like because in the Netherlands culture or in the Dutch culture, it's also not really common to live together with your parents or your parents-in-law when there's like in general, but also after giving birth. But I know that in Turkish community it's more common actually. But then as it's more like that your parents or your parents-in-law are more like babysitters for like 1 day in a week or something like that. But it's not really that you live together. But maybe in small villages, yes. But in the big city in Turkey, it's also not really.
It's the same in Finland. Of course, my grandparents, They helped my parents a lot. Like we spent a lot of time with my grandparents from Finland and also from Estonia. But it's not like we were living together all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, this is interesting. Because in my country it is pretty common. Some people used to be like more individual, but to some extent this is also okay to live with the parents for some month or maybe years. And after that we can afford or rent the house.
And like after like having the baby, is it also like common to have like a party, or like do people visit you to give you some congratulations, or like how do people handle here, your neighbors or your friends What's common?
Oh yeah, that's interesting things to take that people in my village. Yeah, recently have to visit into our house and visit the babies. Also, that is, well, they do also have some envelopes, and yeah, they do give some present to us, like you all giving us present. Thank you very much. It's so sweet, so very nice. Well, this is pretty common for us. Yeah. And also because we have some strong Islamic culture, yeah, we have some sort of akikah that we will hold soon. About the party, well, it depends, yeah, whether you like to have some baby shower or some prefer not to having this. This is very okay for us. Whether you want to have that or not is also both permissible.
Is it usual here to have a gender reveal party?
The unique things is before the birth. Yeah, we have the like ceremonial, like we name it as mitoni. Yeah, in the 7th month of the pregnancy. Yeah, but it is also okay if not to having that event.
Yeah. But it's not that crazy like in America when they're like
popping
balloons.
Yeah. If in our culture we use the coconut. Some kind of coconuts, yeah.
But
and what
how do you determine?
Yeah.
Nah, to determine the man or woman is when you cut the coconut. If this is sport, then it is considered as male. But if just flowing or no water,
but
then it's considered as woman.
But it's just an assumption. It's not a fact, right?
No, just
because you can't control.
Okay.
Oh no.
That's interesting, actually. Did you also do it?
Guessing. Oh no.
Okay.
I don't take the ceremony because this is we need to invite the neighborhood. Yeah, this is quite we also just need to have some things to prepare. Of course, that is quite difficult for us at that time.
Yeah.
And you also said something about like an Islamic tradition. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, the Islamic tradition is the akikah. Yeah, we have to do some present to people with the lamb, and some kind of vegetables or many more. Basically, we do that on the rice box. Yeah, we share it to the people in the neighborhood, and then we also do some sort of cutting some of the hair. Yeah, like when you do pilgrimage, you have the tahallul in. People do the Hajj in the Baitullah. Cut the hair. So we cut the hair of the baby for a bit, and then that's just the ritual or the ceremony.
So just basically like cutting the hair and also like giving food to the community.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting. And in Indonesian culture, most of the time, how big are the families in general? Like how many children does a family have? Like just one or like a lot or? Like
this is an interesting question because in the past, for the boomers and for the X generation, they have a lot of children. We can have like 4 or 5 and maybe 11. This is here. You can also make a football club in there. The 11 children. That's real.
And
that's also the joke.
But do you come from a big family?
No. I'm just I have 1 brother, and my wife just have 1 sister and 1 brother. So the 3 in the siblings. And then not so much because we also have the family planning. So the recent generation we have fewer kids in recent era.
Yeah.
So is it like that you try to have less people with the family planning?
Yes, for our people. Yes.
Okay, because in Europe it's like you try to get more kids.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, in Europe it's more common to have maybe 1 or 2 children and like keep it as less.
Yeah.
Sometimes even not. People prefer that. Yeah.
In China they also implemented
the 1 child.
The 1 child, but they consider that they need to add another child. So the 2.
What is a common age to get children in Indonesia?
In Indonesia, in between 20 until 30 is really pretty common. Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes a bit of outlier here during the high school, they still also have some kids,
Oh.
Yeah.
but it's pretty rare than
Yeah,
extremely
yeah.
rare.
But of course, in Indonesia, it's also very common to first marry and after marriage get a child, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's more. Yeah.
Yeah, I have one. It might be a quite hard question, but is there something you learned now within the last 2-3 weeks when you were a father?
Yes. Of course, I learned how to bathing my son. This was this is quite
That's a good one.
not as easy as I thought. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I tried to have some lullaby on my son, with some folklore or many more. Yeah.
Can you sing?
Hmm?
Can you sing?
Nina Bobo, oh Nina Bobo. Yeah, kind of like that.
That's nice. I'm getting
Kinda like
sleepy.
that.
Voice of Indonesia.
Lullaby, and also we have some traditional songs like Tak Lelo, 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 Ledung. This is Let's Go Sleep, My Son, and Get Sleep Well. Kind of like that.
Oh,
Beautiful.
that's cute.
Yeah. And so I have some pray on during the lullaby. And the next thing is how to clean my babies during from his diapers. This is a pretty challenging one at first, but then get used to it with my wife. So his must you need to be careful. Oh, okay. We'll be more careful on that.
So, do you like changing the diapers?
Yes, of course.
Do you like it?
Of course.
Of course not. Of course, but we have to.
You have to. Yeah.
But that's
We've all been there, like in the diapers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's normal.
Yeah.
That's,
And are there also those are really practical things you learned? Are there also more like general things you learned, like maybe like lessons or things you valued more, or something in your mindset changed?
Also I learned that our time is short. Yeah, this is pretty, kind of cliche, but I learned that at the beginning, during my brother's birth, I also take care of him. This is pretty tell me on how really fast time flies for us. So the most important thing for us is to cherish every moment that we have here with our parents, with our my wife, and so with family and anyone we care for. So this is one of very important things that
It's really true.
It's true.
Just
I
really
think we can also now, in a bit smaller scale, but like the exchange is getting
Yeah,
finished
can
too,
agree.
so
Yeah.
yes,
it's so fast.
yes, so fast.
Yeah, but of course you can't compare these things.
We need to cherish our times together, guys.
But I think what you said is really true, because as like in general in life, I think you should always enjoy each moment as much as possible, because also for us, like this exchange, we have like 1 month left,
Yeah.
and we should each of us should just try to get the most out of it, because when we are back, then we probably look back at it and then we will think a lot, oh, maybe we should have done this or that.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
already starting to. Yesterday, for the first time in a few weeks, I was walking through Yogyakarta, like the cities I drive my scooter with, and I was looking around, and it felt like a completely different world. And there I realized like how crazy it is, like how far I am, because I got so used to everything. When I drive to university, I don't need Google Maps. When I drive to friends or a cafe, I also don't need maps. I feel so at home here.
Yes.
Like it's my everyday life. But that's gonna change very soon.
But do you also get stressed? At least for me, it's like I have a bit stressed that soon it's over. So I'm like, I'm a bit sad already.
I want to like take some photos of my everyday life here, and I had to plan that because next Wednesday I'm again on another trip, and until then, because I'm shooting analog, I have to take all the pictures. So I really have a plan where I'm gonna take the pictures, how many pictures. So it's a hard split between enjoying and doing the best out of it.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I'm also like a little bit sad of leaving it, because I like enjoy my time being here. But at the same time, I'm also like okay with moving on to the next chapter, because I think it's always in life that you settle for something, you go to another job or another sport. So
Yeah.
it always I'm also okay with it, but still like seeing you guys probably less, like being here. I don't know if I will ever come again to Yogyakarta. It's like at the same time it makes you sad because probably you will not be in this room anymore. So
Yeah.
only the thought about it can make you sad, I think.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
of course you can, if you have, I think each of us have also nice plans planned for after this, so we can also look forward to that.
Mhm.
I think for the last episode we have to bring like some tissues here.
Some buckets to cry. But so how is it actually for you, Mas3, like being in class with exchange students or international students? How is it for you?
Well,
Maybe the question before, did you have like that much contact with foreigners before?
mm,
I mean, like, you know, in the same class.
oh no, this is my first experience. Yeah,
Okay.
this is pretty interesting for me, and this is that is so. I at first I think that I cannot communicate with you all guys. Really, I think I'm not good at English. Yeah,
You're good, or we can fully understand you.
You're sitting
Totally
here with
fine.
us,
Oh, thank
talking.
you.
Yeah, you're in
Oh,
the,
thank you,
thank you.
you're a part of the Mas3 podcast, Figo.
Oh, okay, thank you.
It's an English podcast.
Yeah.
so English
Confidence
is-
boost up now.
Yeah.
So this is but no, after seeing you guys, and we do have the teamwork in this assignments and many more in many events. But my apologies, I can't attend the first meeting and the academics culture because I got sick. But
No problem.
well, this is very, 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 very interesting. This is very. I'm grateful to join on the event with you guys. It is my once in lifetime experience to have you guys, and also in my home recently, because in the next time I'll be go abroad and experiencing like you guys. Maybe I will have some homesick. Yeah, but I will also remember that with you all guys, I can do it. And
Yeah.
that you're inspiring me.
Yeah. If we can do it, you can also do it.
You
Yeah.
can avoid the mistakes we are making right now. Kind of.
Yeah.
And is there for you also like a big difference between like the international students and like the Indonesian students? Do you see a big difference between us and yourself, for example?
Oh yeah. In my first thought, I thought that the Indonesian people, Indonesian student like me, more like easygoing, like with santai.
Yeah.
But you also santai. This is feel me more relaxed because at first I thought that you were also serious, but actually no. I'm
Really, did
I'm
you
so
seem
happy.
serious in the beginning?
I'm so happy that you are so kind and so not that serious.
But you thought we would be more serious.
Oh no,
Ah.
just be like this.
Okay.
I really like it.
You know what they say, lagi santai kawan.
Yeah, like Santa, how did you know?
just to relax, some people say it to me, and then I
Mm,
just copy that from
yeah.
that.
This become popular sticker in us.
And like for me, for example, I have sometimes the feeling that the international students are more loud compared to the more extrovert compared. There's more like an extrovert introvert difference between the locals and the exchange students. Do you also see that, or don't you?
Yes, but because from the previous semester that we are encouraged to speak, so this is not that the gap isn't that big anymore because we already get used to more speak up and compared to the previous previous study I have this is pretty communicative in this, so for we can catch up with you guys with international students.
But like sometimes I think like that Indonesians are more shy compared to European people.
Yes.
Do you is that so, or if you don't agree with?
It's also, I agree with that. Outside of this faculty from this study, there are a lot more people that more shy compared to us because this is confident issues like me, and then also our culture or part of culture that we have to follow our parents, follow our teacher, that just agreeing without interrupt is kinda not unpolite for some of them. Yes, so that's we need to keep our attitude with of course,
Yeah,
this,
okay.
and more agreeing than to asking, because the asking is actually is okay. It's also polite in my opinion.
Mhm.
But for them and also some of my friends outside of this faculty, this is you are so brave with that.
That's
And I
actually
like it.
interesting.
Yeah.
But is it the same in all parts of Indonesia, or do you have some regional differences?
If you talk about regional, this is
Yeah.
another interesting thing to take because you know our friends Zaki from Medan, right?
Yeah.
His people are more interactive and keep asking or keep interrupting. This is his part of his cultural genetics maybe because yeah, saya mau tanya, I want to ask like a lot and discussing a lot more rather than our Japanese. Japanese is have some very high sort of hierarchical, and this is need to be comply to the orders, to the authority, so tend to be more calm and don't took any brave question.
But and how do you think about like what you said about like the people in Indonesia more agree with what the senior people say? How do you think about that? Like, should people more speak their own opinion, or is it more out of respect? Like, how do you? Should there be a change, or should it be like as it is? Like,
I think we need to change for a bit because sometimes is if we criticize something, like we talk about some, you should be like, you don't be like that. We should be like that. Especially when we criticize the government, there are some people that says that why are you so impolite? Why are so just complaining? But this is okay. Criticizing isn't mean that we hate what we criticize, right? This we want that what we criticize or what we asking for to be improved, to be get better,
Yeah.
Not just because we hate, so we keep interrupting them. No, but this is also the gap that is exists in our people that we need to be more, be more thoughtful, and open their mind. This is because the gap is exists and people need to be more have more acceptance to the question, to the criticism, without without harsh. The harsh thing is still sometimes for us is maybe we feel more uncomfortable with that. But just asking without the high intonation, maybe just flat, flat volume, flat intonation. This is okay for us to take the question or criticism. This isn't the head speech.
I think it's also really important because without criticizing, you don't really like the criticism doesn't have to be necessarily negative.
Yes,
like
of course.
You can't really develop yourself if you don't get any criticism.
Yes, of course. This is what we call as constructive criticism.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I think also it's really valuable what you say. It's also like, of course, you can criticize someone, but you at the end you want them to improve or do things better.
Yeah.
So you have like good intentions. So I think you are right with that.
Yeah.
And I also think like maybe like a little advice. For example, when you go to another country, for example, it can be Europe or a different continent, you should always like say your opinion, because if you like only agree with other people, at the beginning people will say, oh, this guy always follows what we say, and at the end they can maybe like even make use of you, you know, because you're always agreeing with them. So it's good to, if you have an opinion, to speak it out, like say what you're standing for, and even though it's something different from what other people think, is just say it. Although you can always adjust your opinion, or maybe adjust their opinion, you know. So I think it's, but of course it takes courage to speak what you think. It's not that easy. But it's a valid point, I think, what you said.
Do you feel like it's changing already, like with the youth, with the new generation that's coming? Are they already like more direct, or is it still very quiet?
From what I see in my recent circle, this is more. They're more brave, so we are more dare to speak, and this is what the higher generation, like the boomer, sometimes they complained about, because we are so many complaints, and actually we don't complain. We are asking, so we are we need, this is also the trick for our people to make this criticism is delivered with polite and from the wording, also from non-verbal. This is much more for us to learn. So we can bridging the gap between the older generation and the recent generation that's more open to critics.
Do you think there is some differences how we Europeans communicate versus how Indonesians? For example, in our class, can you see some difference between the communication styles?
Yeah, of course. I see that European might be a bit more direct, and our people, a bit, like Mas Ufuk said, is a bit more shy too. Especially this also exists. But when the participation, this is also interesting because why every people will become so enthusiastic about that. This is also interesting for me. What I need to learn from the outside of the class is we also need to speak more, because we can take example for you people. This is also good to express what is good and what is on our thought and our mind. By expressing it, this is nothing bad about this is just our opinion. This is not good or bad. Just feel free about yourself.
But do you find it difficult to be direct? Like,
for myself, yes.
Okay, name one thing for each of us that you don't like. No, you don't have to.
No.
I was just going
Also from that, I start thinking already.
That's the worst question.
But what would be what's like for you the main reason why it's so hard? Not hard, but why it's more difficult to be direct? You don't want to hurt the other feelings, or is it something else? Or
yes, this is one of the part of our culture that we like to please people, and I might like I expressing myself as a logical person. What is intuitive or no thinking? Thinking.
rational.
More rational. But to some extent, why is so become so sentimental and like become more using feeling in this? Just say this directly, because sometimes this has become an ambiguity for the same Indonesian people. For example, the higher ups, for the manager, to speak indirectly about the things. Because I'm afraid that they become angry to me, towards me, and why Vico is so kind of like that. The stigma, the unconscious mind of pleasing the people is still exists in our people, and also in myself. My own afraid to hurt people, while people are just fine, kind of like that. But from my own perspective, that is I afraid to hurt you from my words. This is that despite I'm trying to get used with that. It's okay to talk to them rather than I postpone it. That will hurt them more, or also will be trouble for the future. Just say it right now. This is one valuable lesson that I still strive to be better at it.
That's a good point. And are there actually any things like you want to ask us actually as international students, like how it works in our countries, or maybe like is there anything you want us to ask?
Yeah, of course. I want to ask of all of your experience about your works. This is pretty interesting. Maybe you can start from Mas Ufuk and then Mas and Mas Markus, because the work environment is in Indonesia. I want to do some benchmarking maybe.
Okay, so for me, I actually, when I started, I was just during high school I had some side jobs working as a cashier, but I don't really count them. Of course they gave me some experience, but I would just talk mostly about what I did during my university studies. So during my second year, actually, I started working for a health insurance company, and I did that 2.5 years from home, because it was during COVID. And actually that job really helped me about, just because I was the whole time talking with consumers, with clients, and actually that really improved my courage to speak, because sometimes I also had like difficult conversations with people, but still you are the representative of the company, so you still need to figure out on how you do it. So I really improved my speaking skills and also my confidence in my own. And after that I did some internship at the neuromarketing company, so where you just it's like a combination of marketing and psychology, so you have like some AAG or eye scan tracking things. And right now currently, like while I'm here in Indonesia, I work for friends in the Netherlands, and I do just most of the marketing stuff for them, but I also do some I just help where help is needed. So, and I do that remotely, and it's just a small startup, and I'm also like really grateful for doing that. And actually we are gonna have a presentation about that company next week during class, so I'm also like at the same time proud that I work for that company, because we will discuss it like as for business case, so I'm happy with that. So it's maybe not the most, sometimes I compare myself with other students, but still it's still good. I think, I can be proud on it, but of course sometimes you would say I could do maybe 2 other jobs or 2 more internships, but everything happens on the right time.
I think your CV is nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I did some voluntary work next to it, but
Yes.
leave that out for now. Maybe Mas3
Don't think about it.
Yeah.
What?
So is it common for you guys to work from since your high school?
At least for me, yes.
It's
Like
quite
not
common.
for example, in the summer holidays. I used to work not next to the school, but usually in the summer when I was high school, I was like, let's say 1 month of the holiday I was working, and then it was some small jobs like childcare or something like that. But
in the Dutch culture, it's also very common to start working early, like when you are like maybe not 30, but 15, 16, you start working in a supermarket. But I started only when I was like 17, so I started a little bit late compared to my friends. But I do think it's a good experience, because then you need to work for your money, and you know more the value behind it instead of just getting money from your parents. I don't know.
Yeah, it depends on your parents. Like I also had some small jobs since I was 15. I was working as a swimming teacher. Assistant.
I didn't know that.
Assistant.
Okay.
But still I got some good money for that, a little bit. So I did that during school. When I left school, I did a voluntary year, but I don't let that count. And after that I didn't work for half a year, but then I also started working again as a working student.
For what type of company?
Do you know Siemens?
Yes.
Siemens one?
Yeah. But they have a sub company called Siemens Healthineers, so they do healthcare equipment. I work for them. I started working for them in March 2019. I was in office for 1 week, and then COVID
hits.
No, it was 2020. Yeah, March 2020 I started. Then only home office from then on. Yeah. But for me, it was the first time working for a big company, and I learned a lot of things. I think the most important thing I learned is that I don't want this in the future, because my job as a working student was Excel and PowerPoint, maybe some other tool. I had to do like some graphs for a presentation, which was each month. So I had to like rate suppliers of Siemens Healthineers in terms of quality, logistics, and overall with numbers. So I did that every month, and after 1 or 2 years, I was able to do that so fast. Like my Excel skills in that specific area are so good, because it was like that cliche office job, but at home. Like it was very boring after some time. But I also realized that some of my colleagues, they seemed so burned out. Like I don't know if they were. I don't want to like say wrong things about them, but I remember the boss of our department once said that we are not allowed to work more than 10 hours a day. He had to point that out. And that was crazy for me, because he said working more than 10 hours, when you drive home, you may build an accident.
Yeah.
And I was thinking I would never work 10 hours a day. But yeah, there's a rule for that. So that's the, I think German mindset sometimes, like really focusing on work, getting stressed about it and all that. So yeah.
But is it the same in younger generation? Because I feel
not really. Yeah. Like younger people, they don't want that, because when we look at in the future, when we retire, like the retirement payments, what's that called? Rente?
Pension.
Yeah, pension.
Yeah. Like it's expected that we're not getting any money, and it looks like when we look in the future, we young people, most of them are very pessimistic, and then you hear that you have to work from 9 to 5 every day.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine that. So I think that changes, and that's why younger companies try to switch it up a little bit and make fun meetings. Try to make work more fun,
more engaging.
Germany is also discussing about the 4-day week. I don't know if your countries also discuss it.
Yeah.
That you don't have to work on Fridays.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the younger generation doesn't want that, but the older generation is really, because that's how Germany got so great. I don't know. We're a big industry nation.
But we also had like a discussion about it, I think, a few weeks ago in class, where we said that for us, we just have a 9 to 5 mentality. But here in Indonesia, like the local students all said, like for it's common to work more hours if it's needed. And while we will never do that, they will probably do it too.
Yeah. This is
That's
very
true.
common.
So how is that for you from your experience, Mas3? So do you make more hours sometimes than you were supposed to?
Yes, before I get married, I used to until 7 p.m. maybe 7 to 8 p.m. Yeah, but that's because I'm single, and still I'm outside of Jakarta. I'm in Batam near the Singapore, so I have nothing to lose to do that, because I also go home is just take a walk, maybe 5 minutes. So no problem for me to have some overtime to work.
So you're working 13 hours a day. From 7 to 8.
From 8 to 7 p.m.
Okay.
Do you also
11
get paid for the extra? Or is it just like voluntary work? Or?
No, here's the interesting part. We don't have the extra, but we don't ask also for the extra, because the other team of me also have the worse condition than us. Like the outsource employee. They experience from maybe 9 a.m. until 10 p.m. That's more crazy, and even for me. So how come I complain if my colleagues, my friends is at more disadvantage?
For me, it's like even if I work 50 minutes longer, I immediately say that I get for that 50 minutes I get my money.
Yeah, I'm also really like.
I'm just like because like before, if I work for the big companies, I really like that. But now I also work for my friend. Then sometimes it's also just it's okay then for me. But if I like work for big companies and they ask me to do some extra things, of course I would like to do that. But then you also need to pay me for it, because it's my free time, and that's really really common. Just people find it also normal. They never, when I ask for extra money because I work longer, they always gave it to me. They never did ask me like, why do you want this, or like they never said no. So it's also just to speak for yourself, because everyone does it. It's normal in the culture.
There are also laws for that.
Yeah.
For overtime payment, all that stuff.
There's
in Germany, Europe.
What become dilemma for us is because if we don't do at that time, maybe at 7 or even until 9 p.m., the customer also will get angry to us because sometimes just become home also at that time, and 9 p.m. maybe they also have some overwork in their own assembling company maybe. So they keep asking us, if you could do this night, please. So
Do you have weekends? Do you have weekends? Like you work 5 days a week and then you...
Of course, yeah.
Okay. So no work in the weekend.
No, so Saturday and Monday is free. Yeah, but sometimes they contacted us for help. Yeah, this
Okay.
as long as not the major one that take more than an hour, it's okay for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the recent customer demands that we also afraid to neglect to.
Customer's king.
Yeah. So it's really interesting to hear all that from you, Mas3. I think we should slowly move on to the listeners' questions. We have like received some questions in the comment section of our video on
Great,
YouTube.
great.
Yes.
And actually the first comment is from Dani, that's my friend, so shout out to you, Dani. And his question is like, have you guys come across any culture challenges or misunderstandings during your time here in Indonesia, and if so, did you embrace any?
I think I already mentioned it, but walking here is horror. Nobody walks.
Yeah.
Of course.
In Yogyakarta, like in my small street it's fine, but as soon as I enter a bigger street it's not possible to walk more than 10 minutes. So I embraced my scooter and wherever I go I don't walk. Like, I always use my scooter. So I embraced the fact that Indonesians don't like walking. I became part of it.
Yeah, that's a retweet for me. I'm fully the same as you.
It will be weird to go back home. Have to walk.
To walk back home.
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
Sometimes, yeah, back in this, I just walk to the supermarket, and here
I
folks.
think I need a good bike or something, like a substitute.
I need a scooter. Honda Scoopy.
And Markus, for you, are there any like culture?
Yeah, I have actually one, like about the communication and how people don't communicate so straight here.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's really difficult for people to say no in Indonesian culture. For example, when I tried to reserve the podcast studio for Saturday, the first text I got that maybe it's better to get Friday, and Friday there is a lot of free time. And then I didn't know that is this a no or not. So of course I texted that like, yeah, we would like to go on Saturday at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then they answered that unfortunately on Saturday our staff is not here,
Present, yeah.
so maybe check the Friday, that if you have time on Friday. So like even after the second time I still didn't get like a straight no, but of course at this time I understood that okay, it's not possible. So I think that's really like it's a really big cultural difference.
Yeah. But even though if they would have said no for the Saturday, it would not hurt your feelings, of course.
Yeah.
It would be for you maybe even more easier than you have a clear answer.
Yes.
But,
Because now I was thinking that is it now possible or not?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think as an Indonesian, if I was Indonesian, I would immediately understand that Saturday is not possible.
Fiku, did you experience some cultural difference?
With you guys,
Now with us, or for example, when you came to Yogyakarta for the first time, did you experience some difference in culture?
oh, it is yes, because actually I born in Bekasi, near to Jakarta, and when I moved to Yogyakarta, people like speak a lot of Japanese, and I am so confused because despite my grandparents are from Yogyakarta, but still the Japanese language is ikipiro, means how much. Yeah, this is also confused me like a lot. Well, we know that Indonesian is also available for us, but most of times my friends, my new friends, speak most of time in Japanese. This is my elementary school time. I'm so confused. What is it meaning? What is he meaning? Then they explain to us, but they was very welcome at that time.
Is there many languages in Indonesia, like that people speak?
There's like a lot. We have maybe hundreds or thousands, but most of the majority, aside from Indonesian, we talk like in Japanese, and also in Batak, Medan, like the Zaki talk. In Padang, Sunda. Sunda it is a bit like Japanese, but more softer side. So you have many languages.
Okay. But you can still understand at least a bit.
Yes, if I confuse, I'm just directly ask them in Indonesia,
Okay.
so they will understand and explain to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ufuk, do you have some?
How about you?
Actually, I would say except from the experience you guys already mentioned, I would say no. But maybe in Indonesian you have like Indonesian time, because in Europe people are very punctual. Like 10 a.m. is 10 a.m.
Yes.
and here sometimes 10 a.m. can be 10:15 or maybe 11, 10:30. So for me, I'm getting used to it that if you have like an appointment with someone, it can be a little bit later, and it's totally fine. And then we come again back on the point like santai, just chill. And that's also like maybe like a really that's something I realized in the Netherlands. For me, my life goes really fast. Like I'm doing a lot of things, and here it's more like relaxed. I'm more like enjoying being in the moment. Everything is going here more slower, and that's also like a big difference for me. Just I don't know if you also experience something similar, that you're more here in the moment.
I feel like I do a lot more stuff here because my days are so full.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I still have.
maybe it's because I take more time doing these things. I don't know, but I feel like I do more stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely, same for me.
But you don't feel like I also do.
Maybe you're
like
just
a lot
too
more
lazy
stuff.
here.
No, bro, I do a lot of stuff.
Only
man.
2 times sports yesterday.
2 times a day, yeah.
That's so
I just
embarrassing.
went this weekend only with a local family to a restaurant. Like, no, that's for another time. I'm the local guy here. Actually, even the teacher today said, "Ufuk, you're the Indonesian guy. You learn from." I really felt proud, that she knows that I try to
you are.
learn. Yeah. So yeah, we also had like one other question, guys. So we can also come slowly to an end of this podcast, and that was from Panjai, if I pronounce it correctly. And he said like, "Thanks for the inspiring episode, guys. I'm interested to know, how does your average school day look like in Indonesia?" So Mas3, how is it for you?
I'm waking up, then take a shower, then dress with my tie, then go to university with a scooter, of course, and then sit in class in the breaks, get some coffee. In the lunch break, get some food from the food court close to here, cheap food, local food,
Really nice.
and then back to class. I can't say anything more. Like, class is sometimes it's interesting, then I can pay attention when it's about sustainability or football or Apple. That's most of the topics I know, but if I'm not really interested, it's like,
I think there are 2 big differences to Europe. We start really early.
yeah,
Like the class is at 7.
yeah.
First class, yes.
It's really early for me. Even though I like to wake up early, but sometimes the previous day goes quite late to the evening, so I don't get to sleep that long. And then also the classes are really long, and there is not really that many breaks, which is it's sometimes really hard
It's 2.5 hours for each class.
hard to
Like
concentrate.
One small break.
And also like in the beginning of the semester, the teachers didn't really include a break during class.
Yeah.
And that was like really hard for us, like having no break, because like already like in the Netherlands it's like 45 minutes class, then you have 50 minutes break. That was already like a lot for us, because our attention span is really small. But now after we also talked with the teachers, and then they included like a break. But also like for me, I have my class always start like on 10 a.m. So I just go to class 2.5 hours, and then after that I'm just free actually, and then I just enjoy like doing sporting event or just meet with friends
Or do a podcast.
or do a podcast like today.
Like today.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have a morning class.
No,
Oh, yeah.
You are lucky.
Yeah.
I was just smart choosing the right classes.
You're
But,
pretty smart.
but I'm actually interested, Mas3, how is it for you? Like, how does a regular day look like for you? Because sometimes I really imagine like I want to give you like a GoPro or like a camera, and that you record your day. Because I'm really curious about how your day looks. Can you give us like an insight?
Oh yeah. Okay, so I start my day with morning prayer at this a bit random. Maybe on about 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. and then I go to sleep for a bit more, and then take bath. Yeah, when I with my parents, this pretty easy for me to go to the campus, because at maybe 6:30 I can go from my home. But when I'm in my parents-in-law home, I need to go earlier at 6 a.m. So imagine, it's about 45 minutes on the road. So I need to take bath earlier, and don't forget to bring for my baby for his shower for his what is that, the shower box, and like that earlier, so to ease my wife for my baby to take bath. Otherwise, outside of the morning class, I get more relaxed, so we can take bath maybe way later, maybe on 11 p.m. It's okay for me to take the bath so late at home, and the activities, at 8 a.m. I can with my baby to have some bathing for 10 minutes, and also have some breakfast. But the point is the morning class is why I have really to be hurry.
What do you do after class?
After class, sometimes I go home, helping my parents, and also take a nap for about an hour, and then do another activities like cleaning the house. Recently, in my parent-in-law house, because I also come home more at 5 p.m. maybe, more late, because the distance. So I just take evening bath and go to the evening prayer directly, and checking on my wife and my baby as well. Not much, and so do the homeworks or assignment on the evening.
Yes.
Okay, sounds actually interesting. It was like, because I was wondering about what do the locals do, because for us we are always trying to plan a trip or doing something together, but I didn't really know what you guys do. But it looks like it's just like a normal day, probably what we will do back home.
Yeah.
Do they just do here So thank you, Mas3, for sharing.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming.
It was really nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
But before ending this podcast, we have one section, each podcast we always end with or Bahasa word of the week, or the Bahasa word of the podcast. So maybe I can just start for this week, and maybe you can also think about the Bahasa word you want to share with us.
Oh yeah, okay. For sure.
And for me, it will be for this word sarung. And because yesterday I received a gift from my Muay Thai trainer, and he gave me a sarung, and a sarung is it's not like a blanket or like a skirt, but you wear it during prayer to cover your legs, because as a male you need to cover that. You wear it, and it's actually quite thin, and then you can just pray, and then after prayer you just put it out again. Okay. So that's called the sarung. So, and I also
have to bring it next time.
Next podcast I will wear it maybe.
Yes, please.
Oh, we can do that. All right. Mas, what's your word?
I think everybody who lives here is already annoyed by this, but my Bahasa word of the day is orang-utan. Because I explained to everyone, orang means person, and utan means forest. So orang-utan is the person of the forest, which I think is very accurate.
I was so surprised when you told me this in the jungle.
But everybody knows now.
Yeah, everybody knows.
It's a good one, really, man.
Thank you.
For me, I started playing tennis lately. We have twice a week we have a training with the MBA students, and my word is keluar. I hope it's okay, correct, but it's when you hit the ball over the line. It means when it's out of the court, then it's keluar.
Yeah, keluar.
It also means exit.
It also means exit.
Yeah, I also thought it.
But I wanted to ask, is it correct if I say keluar, in this sense?
That's correct. We also say keluar. Keluar, but keluar. But keluar is also fine.
Okay.
They also understand.
So it's basically out.
Yeah, out.
Yeah.
Out.
I hear it a lot in the tennis court.
Yeah.
Because you're playing bad.
Yeah.
No, because I'm playing with Max.
But you're such a good friend.
Yeah.
So, Mas3, ending with your word, what would you want to share with us?
Mas Indonesia. How about keren?
Keren?
Keren.
Okay.
Ever heard what it?
I don't know
No.
what it is.
Oh,
It sounds nice.
Teach us.
Yeah, nice, cool.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
it was
Keren.
correct.
Keren.
So, can I say like his shirt is keren?
Yes.
Oh,
Ini keren.
Yeah.
Keren.
Artinya, yeah, it means
saya keren.
yes. Ah.
Keren guy.
Yeah.
Keren guy.
Keren guy.
Okay, nice.
Thanks for
Nice
sharing.
guy.
Thanks for
Yeah.
sharing.
Thank you.
I'm gonna use that.
So yeah, this guys, remember keren for the next time.
Mhm.
So by saying this, actually, our podcast comes to an end. Thank you guys for listening. This is probably the longest podcast we have recorded so far.
Yes.
So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and leave a like, subscribe, and comment your questions if you have so. For now, guys, have a good day and see you the next time. Sampai
next time.
jumpa.
Bye.
Sampai jumpa. Bye bye.